Bienvenidos, and welcome to another exciting episode of Panamazing Tours, the show where we discuss all things related to living your best life in Panama as an expat. I'm your host and guide, Big Will, and today is a very special day. I'm coming to you from the heart of the fabulous Casco Viejo neighborhood to introduce you to the owner of Arco Properties. Arco Properties is the visionary force behind the transformation of Casco Viejo over the past 25 years. So let's go in, let's chat with the owner and find out what she's got in store for us. Come on. So welcome, Patrizia. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background?
Thank you so much, and thank you for being Casco. Welcome to Casco. My name is Patrizia Pinson. I work here at Arco Properties. I'm a full-time resident in Casco Viejo, and I don't know, background, ex-ballet dancer, turned into Casco Viejo specialist and full-time resident. So anything you'd like to ask, here we are.
Beautiful. Tell us a little bit about the history of Arco Properties and how you got started.
Oh my God! Well, it's a story of love. In many ways. We started we're going to be 2 decades now.
Nice. Congratulations.
We opened in 2005, 2004, and it opened as a family business.
Yeah.
Myself, I have a long history with Casco Viejo because here's where my dad's family is from.
Okay.
And growing up as a dancer, the National Ballet is here, or the National Theater, so I would come constantly. And Casco has so much history, I think every Panamanian, related to my family. So I've always loved it. Every building has like a story related also who and who lived where, my dad's stories growing up. So a little bit of that has always been in me.
Beautiful.
But then when my husband and Clara decided to come and be here and revitalize this place, it was a dream. It was a dream because I already loved the area.
Okay. Excellent. And I'm curious, what drove the decision to revitalize? Was it just a pure love of Casco, or?
It's hard to imagine. I have the photos to prove it.
Yes.
But 20 years ago, this was like radically different. There was no hotels, there was nothing. You literally had to stay at a friend's house, and there weren't that many. My place. Until one of our friends got a house, 3 bedrooms,
okay.
And he's like, what should I do? And my husband was like, well, there's no hotels and there's nowhere to stay. So, let's do the first one. And that, was amazing.
No hotels,
nothing.
Restaurants?
Very few. And the first generation of pioneers who moved in will remember exactly Café de Asís and all of that. Yeah.
Walk us through some of your first and early revitalization developments here in Casco, and what was that experience like?
We did a little bit of everything, especially at the beginning because there was nothing. Mm-hmm. There was nothing. Canal House is a great example. We must have opened Canal House around, I want to say 2006. I have to check.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we got married here at the beach. It was hilarious. We always laugh, like, plan and execute it in 6 days.
Wow, speedy wedding, nice.
We were like, yes, let's do it. Why wait?
That's love.
It's a lot of fun. But then, the only place was Canal House, so we just danced all the way through the streets and got into Canal House, and we had a blast.
Speaking of new horizons, ready to embark on a journey of a lifetime? Introducing Panamazing Tours, your gateway to the extraordinary wonders of Panama. We're here to turn your dreams into reality. Join us as we uncover the beauty and excitement of Panama together. Our Panamazing relocation tours offer a VIP experience like no other. With small groups of up to 4, you're ensured a personalized and unforgettable journey. Whether you're seeking the perfect place to relocate or simply wanting to explore Panama's wonders, our expertly crafted tours are designed to meet your every desire. Escape the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. Panamazing Tours is your passport to a life filled with adventure, culture, and unforgettable memories. Your journey starts here.
How do you feel about the transformation of Casco Viejo over the last 20 years?
Casco went from being very dilapidated and deteriorated, and you see the photos even from where we are right now. There was basically nothing. It was empty shells. There were people living in the empty shells in unsanitary conditions, because at some point these houses were abandoned, invaded. So there was a lot of history there, and there are many reasons why things got degraded to the point where it got degraded. Back in 97, 98, the community had kind of like this alarm, because there were developers that had targeted this area to basically knock it down and create high rises.
Oh, like the rest of the city.
No, the rest of the city didn't exist in the way you see it today.
Okay.
And that was an incredible development that came, 2005, 2006. But back in 97, 98, there was a whole movement to protect the architecture, the historical architecture. I mean, this was founded in 1673. This is the second city of Panama after Panama Viejo. So the Spanish founded Panama Viejo. It got attacked. They decided to move the city to the city of Ancon, which is here.
Oh.
Many stories in one story. So this is where Panama as a country was successful as a country. So I always say that the country sprouted from Casco Viejo.
That's amazing.
Everything that you see as a country was here. The independence, every history of Panama that you read in a book is here. Okay. So the thing is, at some point, for somebody to say, oh, let's knock all that down and let's put some high towers and just... We were like, what? So there was a pioneer group, an important pioneer group there that lobbied, UNESCO, the government, until finally everything came together and they did the first protection of the monument. Okay. And UNESCO then came and designated a World Heritage Site. So there's now a distinction between the World Heritage Site and the historic district.
Okay.
So people say Casco Viejo, like, what is Casco? Casco is not San Felipe. Casco is more than San Felipe. Casco is actually two different neighborhoods, actually three different neighborhoods.
Okay. Walk us through it.
Little history lesson. The part that got more developed up until now is San Felipe. This is where we are right now.
San Felipe.
There's a piece of Santa Ana and there's a piece of Chorrillos. So, but geographically, when you see it, and when you put a historical map on top of it, you see where the historic wall used to be. This was a walled city for defense.
Ah, okay.
So you see now it's three different neighborhoods, but before it was just the Ciudad de Panama and the Explanada Las Afueras. So that is where it became then the rest of the city. Eventually, people moved out, it got degraded. And when UNESCO came, it really was to save the history that was here. A master plan was created. And ups and downs throughout the years. Fast forward, developers that believed in this, including us, for 20 years now, we just came here to revitalize it.
Okay.
Today, you'll see that San Felipe is basically developed. And now the Santa Ana portion is starting to grow up.
Okay. So
you'll see that San Felipe has more like the tourism experience.
Okay.
And Santa Ana, you'll find all the life, the art. It's that up-and-coming area. So it's really, really exciting to have that balance.
I'm just grateful to be here and to be able to enjoy some of this now, some of the fruits of your hard labor, and certainly appreciate it. What do you think has been Arco Properties' most significant contribution to Casco Viejo?
Well, you see, Arco Properties was born as a full brokerage. So we live, work, and invest in Casco Viejo because we literally live, work, and invest in Casco Viejo. It's the funniest motto ever. But we're part of a larger group, which is the development side. It's called Conservatorio.
Oh, okay.
So Conservatorio is the developer. So you'll see, for example, Santa Familia, what we're doing in La Quince. So that's the whole development side. As a brokerage, we represent them and we represent other people. Like if you have an apartment, a rental, a commercial, so we do a little bit of everything. So we're more holistic in that way. Conservatorio has done so much. I would say Arco specifically, one of the early things we did, and again, this was 2005, was to create the first bilingual website to show and speak about the neighborhood in both languages.
Okay.
By 2008, we were the first ones to have a bilingual blog to show how it was to live here. The most common question at the time was, how is it to live there? I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. Careful with what you wish.
Right.
And that's little by little opened that window. And eventually, I think it's just a natural progression on the community side. How, as a company, but also because we were neighbors, got involved in forming neighborhood associations, being part of that, part of the software and the hardware. So we always have those two things in mind.
Beautiful. Let's talk about the new developments that you're working on. And, I know we've shared some conversations previously, and I'm super excited. Can you give the viewers an overview of your new mixed-use development project here in Casco?
Sure. Because the peninsula, you walk around, San Felipe, there's only so much, and this is classical of a historic city. A product is limited, and it's part of its strength. Because once you develop something, it's here for the ages. Property here is here 350 years, and now that it's redeveloped, it's going to be here another 500 years. So once you buy in a historic town, it's a piece of history.
Okay.
And it's not just a saying. It truly is a piece of history. So it is strong in the sense that you don't have ever gazillion of anything. And you have something that has potential because it's beautiful, because the walkable neighborhoods, because of many reasons. So San Felipe and we already have moved into Santa Ana. We have property there in La Quince that we're starting to deliver now. But as I mentioned, you have the World Heritage Site, and then you have the Historic District, which didn't make it at that time, Imagine 98, that designation. But it is part of the history. And in fact, you walk that way and you find historical buildings. So for us, being the pioneers that we are, we were looking and we're saying, okay, we worked on this almost 20 years. What's our next step that also has those bones and that is able to provide with an incredible lifestyle? Because you'll have the walkability, you'll have everything you need around, but a little bit more comfort. Some things that we were never able to do here. Such as maybe amenities, pools, that kind of stuff. So when you look at that district and you say, okay, Panama kind of went from colonial to modern. Panama meets New York really quickly. What happened to the middle? So we got excited about restitching the fabric of the city and make a transition where it's not colonial, it's not Miami, and still is very tropical, and it makes sense. So what we're doing is a whole district that is very near this experience, and it's very similar to this experience. You'll be able to walk here. It's very close to the metro, to outdoors areas like Cinta Costera, for green area, for parks, and be able to have the cultural experience and the lifestyle experience with the amenities of a modern world, which was hard to do here. So we're mega excited about that.
Sounds like a thrilling project and a lot of work coming.
But it's going to change Panama City.
Again.
Yes.
Yes. What are some of the unique features of the development? You talked about walkability and modern meeting colonial. What can potential investors or buyers expect to see? Is it, residential plus shopping? And
you know how most developments in an urban environment in a city is basically the building. Actually, I think up to a point, out of necessity, most architects are presented with only the choice of developing a single building as an object. We have now the opportunity to do a whole district. In the middle of the city. So it's not that the building is an experience, which it will be. Is that we're going to be a whole experience from the moment you walk in. So recreating, even coming back, we're getting some historical streets that were used to be there. We're bringing them back.
Nice.
So you'll be able to walk all over. So imagine, in this development, you're going to be able to hang out in your apartment, take your elevator, come down, walk to the market, get your fresh vegetables, fresh fish, walk everything, go up, walk to entertainment, walk to all the cultural activity of Casco Viejo, walk to the metro. Yes. And if you want to ride your bicycle, so it's going to be, the walkability is just so efficient and so delicious. It's something I personally enjoy from living here in Casco. The choreography of my life is so efficient because the neighborhood provides the neighborhood is the amenity. So hopefully we're going to be able to do it even better and more comfortable in this new development.
Excellent. So with this new development, tell us what makes this project such a great investment opportunity?
Coming early. I think, after almost 20 years of doing this, I think people know us as these agents of revitalization, of transformation. And some people now tell us, I wish we had invested with you guys. Right? So this is your opportunity. You're coming in early, and it's going to be, the vision is such a strong vision, and having lived it here, I know what that's going to be. I'm personally excited because we're going to transform a whole area that right now no one is really looking at, but it makes so much sense. So once then you'll have all of that. For people investing, you can invest in the project. At this time right now, there's a whole financial team just doing that. But if you want like a visa or you want a place to come in, enjoy and live, and you'll have that opportunity there. So depending on what's your plan, and of course, great prices at the very beginning because that's the entry point, early bird.
So for instance, if I'm an American and I want to spend 6 months in Panama and 6 months in the States, this is something that I could live in for 6 months and then use for investment or rental.
Absolutely. And the great thing about buying now, when we start the pre-launch, is that you don't need to deploy all your capital now. So you sign, let's say, with 10%. And all of this it's going to be built between 24 to 36 months. So what that means is that you don't need to pay for the whole unit in 36 months.
Okay.
So you tie it down, and you're going to be using 30% of your capital. And in the meantime, all the value is being created. So by the end, yes, you move your capital, but at that point, you could have finance, you move your, as we call it, the fichas, your puzzle. And especially if Panama is going to be in your radar. If this is something that you see like, okay, I want to have a spot somewhere else. I want to have a residency. I don't have the capital now. I need to sell a couple of properties. I need to do other things first. Then this is a great project for that because you don't need to have it now. So all you need to do is tie it. Make sure you have that 30% in the next 24 to 36 months.
Okay.
And then the final payment at delivery.
That's exciting.
So you don't need to have the whole thing.
That's exciting. Now, I just want to back up for a second. For our viewers who are just starting their journey and moving to Panama, the visa requirement, that is because there's a financial commitment necessary for an American coming to get residency in Panama.
Yeah.
So a way to satisfy that is to invest in property.
Yeah. I mean, you have gazillion programs in Panama. I mean, if you come as a retiree, that's like the fastest, best, like bread and butter.
Pretty
Just
sweet.
come. All retirees, just come.
Right.
But if you're not retired, I think this is getting personal.
Right. I feel some kind of way about this.
Yes. Then you have those two big programs, right? You have the Friendly Nations, and then you have the Investor Qualify. Friendly Nations, it's cheaper, it's longer, and you need the property already to be to your name.
Oh.
I think you cannot do it on pre-sales. I am not sure, but I don't think you can.
Okay.
With Investor Qualify, you can.
Beautiful.
Now, Investor Qualify is changing now in October. So right now it's 300,000.
Okay.
In October, it's moving to 500,000.
Okay.
But you can start it on pre-sales.
Oh.
You can start it from your country. You don't need to travel for that necessarily.
Oh, you don't have to be here.
No, you don't need to have the property registered.
Okay.
The way they do it is that you have to prove the payments. Sometimes, usually, you use an escrow. I've seen lawyers doing it through an escrow account where they, year by year, they have to report that if, in effect, this is going on, this is the contract, these are the payments, the person is active.
Okay.
You get that in 45 days.
Wow.
With the other one, it takes like 2 years plus.
I'm still waiting for my settlement.
This one is like 45, let's call that 60 days. Come on, let's call that 90. Why don't we say just 90? But you have it. And as long as the reporting is being made, it's active. Once you have it registered, then the developer has to issue a letter saying to the Ministry of Migration and all that. It's like, okay, this person so-and-so, this is all completed, and, documentation, it's finalized. And there you go.
This is wonderful. That is a great short-circuit way to get residency quickly here in Panama. I'm excited about that opportunity and excited about people out there being able to
and you
take
can
advantage of it.
plan, the fact that you can plan ahead and invest now for your future. Because a lot of people are like, okay, I want to do it now, but I need to. How can I get the benefit of what you're doing now, but I'm not fully ready? So I think that's where this is going to really resonate with a lot of people.
That's a pretty sweet deal. You kind of get to stick your big toe in the water a little bit before fully committing.
Exactly.
How do you see this project contributing to the future growth and development of Casco Viejo?
Yes. Fabulous question. I love it. Maybe I should use the map.
Right.
This is the map.
Definitely.
For those of you looking at the map for the first time, you have no clue what it's here. Let me tell you. We are here. So this is San Felipe. So this peninsula is going to go here. So we're somewhere on the side.
Okay.
Now, this is Santa Ana, and this is where our developments are right now. Now, this is the Santa Ana Plaza. This is Central Avenue, so all of this is pedestrian. And what we're essentially doing is, with our project, welcoming you into the historic city.
Excellent.
So you'll be able to walk around and all of that. Because this is protected and there's only so much you can do, you will never have 1,000 of anything.
All unique.
All unique, and it's all very small. So even with every Airbnb in town and every hotel in town, I don't think we have, adding everything, more than 600 rooms available in the whole of the World Heritage Site.
Wow.
Compañías, Sofitel, so add everything. Like, hotels that only in one building have 500 rooms,
Exactly.
right? This is the whole town doesn't have that.
Wow.
So I think being able to have critical mass in this district, because we'll be able to have more and more variety in a smart way, it's going to help sustain all like the cultural entrepreneurs that are out there, just the whole experience between culture, commerce, residence, tourism in the whole area.
Okay.
So I think that alone is going to be a transformation.
Excellent. Excellent. Look forward to it. Any future projects or plans?
That's going to be like our future.
That's right there.
It's like, how far? There's another one coming. Da-na-na-na. If you want beach, we have a beach one coming.
Nice.
It's going to be for another beach. I'm not going to tell you. Just wait.
Beach in Panama City? Nice.
I'm not going to say.
Okay. Beautiful.
Just email.
Beautiful. Well, I'm super excited. I believe the viewers learned a lot today and will be able to see that there's ample opportunity and excitement in being able to get involved in Casco Viejo. I think I've come to understand that it's for people that are looking for rentals, this is really a great area to have a rental in because the occupancy rate seems to be better than...
for Airbnb, for example. I mean, not every building allows Airbnb, but for example, in Grand Central, we're going to have buildings devoted to that. So you will have that flexibility without having the problems with your neighbors. That is so characteristic of residences where all of a sudden your neighbor starts doing it and you're like, we're trying for everybody to keep peace, it's going to be fine. So we're going to have that, and I think that's going to make it really easy for people. And for anybody traveling in the next few months to Casco or to Panama, do consider staying here at least 2-3 days. Walk it, feel it. If this is something you enjoy, contact.
Yes. Call me.
Yes.
We'll make that work out for you and get you a good glimpse of Casco Viejo and what life is like here in Panama for us. We are definitely here living our best lives. So I'm very excited to have had this conversation with you. I'm even more excited to be working with you in partnership and helping to expose our viewers and people back home and everywhere else to what's going on here in Casco Viejo.
Thank you
so much for taking time out of your day. People have been trying to get to you since we've been doing so. We're going to go and let her get some work done.
And if you think we talked to each other and coordinated colors, like green, and green, no, that's not how it happened. He showed up in green, I showed up in green.
This happened.
We need green tea.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for joining us. As always, if you found some value, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will see you next time on Pan Amazing Tours. Ciao.